Biur Mishnah Vav. Explanation for Mishnah Vav. Oh, now we're going to start with the Hallel. Ad heichan hu omer et Hallel kodem ha'seuda. So the question is, how much of the Hallel does one need to say? I don't even think that we say the whole Hallel in Pesach. We say just a part of it. Yeah? So the question is, until when do you say the Hallel? Do you have to say the whole thing, just until what part? Beit Shammai omrim. Beit Shammai says, you don't have to say the... We say that you need to say all 5 things over here. All the 5 things that to say. Beit Shammai says, Ad ema banim smecha. Right in the beginning. Ema banim smecha, hallelujah, hallelujah. Just the first one, and that's it, you're done. Mizmor echad bilvad. In other words, you have to say the first Tehillim. I think it's Kuf Yud Gimel, if you look it up. Look it up over there, I think it's Kuf Yud Gimel. Mizmor echad bilvad. Yeah, look at the Tehillim. I think it's Kuf Yud Gimel. Mizmor echad bilvad. Why? According to Beit Shammai, hey, you have to say the whole Hallel. So Beit Hillel also says, yeah, you have to say the whole Hallel. I agree. But there's going to be a disadvantage if you're going to say the whole Hallel. What's the disadvantage if you're going to say the whole Hallel? The disadvantage if you say the whole Hallel is that all the babies are going to fall asleep. And then you don't have the mitzvah of V'yigat lebincha. It says you can't make it too long, because if you can make it too long, babies are going to sleep. Ubeit Hillel omrim, and the house of Hillel says, until when? Ad chalamish lema'ayano mayim. Until chalamish lema'ayano mayim. Sho'il says, why over there? You also said, according to Beit Hillel, you also don't say the whole thing. That's also not the whole thing. It's just a part of it. Why not the whole thing? שהואיל ולא נזכרו במזמור הראשון יציאת מצרים בקריאת ים סוף. So Beit Hillel says, look, I agree with Beit Shammai that the kids need to sleep. But saying the first Kuf Yud Gimel, just that part of Hallel, there's no mentioning over there of going out of Egypt and the splitting of the Red Sea. אומרים גם את המזמור, so therefore I want to say also the second Tehillim. Which one? בצאת ישראל ממצרים. When the Jews left Egypt. But Tosefta Mova, in the Tosefta, they says, Amru lahem Beit Shammai lebeit Hillel. So Beit Shammai comes and says to Beit Hillel, Vikhi kvar yatz'u sheyazkiru v'yetziat Mitzrayim? It says, I don't understand you. In the first Pesach, did they left Egypt? What did they say the first Pesach? They didn't go out yet. So why do you want them to say it? They said it the first Hallel without it. So therefore you don't need it. והלא לא יצאו אלא בחצות. It says they only went out in, I think בחצות over here, midday, not midnight. But I don't know. We'll see. הילקח אין אומרים בצאת ישראל, אלא לאחר אכילת הפסח שהוא סמוך לחצות. No, I think it's midnight. So it says, therefore you don't say, take out it says it depends when you say it. Do you say it before midnight? Or do you say it after midnight? If you get to the Hallel before midnight, then there's no purpose in saying it. But if you get to Hallel almost by midnight or a little bit after, then there's a point of saying it. Amru lahem Beit Hillel. So this is a good question. Beit Shammai asked Beit Hillel. But of course Beit Hillel always has an answer. So the house of Hillel tell them, Afilu hu mamtin ad krot hagever. It says, even if he waits, no, when it says chatzot over here, it means midday, as you're going to see soon, right now. It says, Beit Shammai says they only went out halfway through the day, the next day. So they couldn't have said Beit Mitzrayim. So Beit Hillel tells them, Afilu hu mamtin ad krot hagever. It says, even if he waits until dawn. Why? Hare elu lo yatsu ad 6 shot bayom, because they only went out during midday, not midnight. During midday. He'ach omeret hageulah v'adayin lo. He'ach omeret hageulah v'adayin lo nigalu. Therefore he says the redemption, and they still didn't get redemption. They're still in Egypt. What are they saying that? Ela. So I tell you why. I say you do say it. Even before the redemption. Why? כיוון שהתחיל לספר ביציאת מצרים, it says once you started to tell the story of going out of Egypt, you might as well finish the whole story. It says you don't have to wait for the right timing. Yeah, you tell them this is the beginning of the story, and this is it's going to be the end, even though the end is not right now. Yeah, you still tell them the story. גומר את סיפור הגאולה.
With this logic, why should they even tell the kid about the story of the Kehati Mitzrayim? They didn't go out yet.
That's true, but they didn't go out yet then. But now we're going out. So therefore, even though it doesn't represent it, even though it doesn't represent it now, but since you already started the story, you might as well finish the story. וחותם בגאולה, and he ends in גאולה. מסיים את ההגדה, he finishes the הגדה בברכת הגאולה, in the blessing of redemption. ונחלקו תנאים בנוסח ברכה זו. The תנאים have a difference of opinion in how you say this blessing. רבי טרפון אומר, רבי טרפון says, אשר גאלנו וגאל את אבותינו במצרים. That he took us out and our forefathers out of Egypt. כלומר שמברך, he makes the blessing, ברוך אתה השם אלוקינו מלך העולם, blessed are you God, God of the universe, אשר גאלנו, that you redeemed us, וגאל את אבותינו, and you redeemed our forefathers ממצרים, from Egypt, והגיענו ללילה זה, and you brought us here to this night. ולא היה חותם בברכה, and he wouldn't have an ending to the blessing. שדומה, in other words, he says, שדומה לברכת הפירות. It's just like we make a blessing on fruits. ובברכת המצוות. And the blessing for commandments. שפותחת בברוך. That it ends, it starts with ברוך, but it doesn't end. ואינה חותמת בברוך. But it doesn't end with another ברוך. ואף זו, כולה הודעה אחת היא. And this is also just one thankful blessing. ואינו מוסיף בה דברי בקשה להבא. So it only thanks for the redemption, not for getting the Torah, not for other things. Only that. רבי עקיבא אומר, רבי עקיבא disagrees. צריך להוסיף בה דברי ריצוי ובקשה. It says you have to make a lot of supplications over there. על להבא, also in the future. ולחתום בה בברוך. And you also have to have an ending that ends with ברוך אתה השם. היינו שסונח תוספת כן הוא. So this is according to רבי עקיבא. כן, השם אלוקינו ואלוקי אבותינו, it says so, like he did to our forefathers. God should יגיענו למועדים ולרגלים. He would get us to holidays and to לרגלים אחרים, to other holidays, הבאים לקראתנו לשלום, that are going to come upon us for peace. You know, there's going to be יציאת מצרים, then there's going to be Pesach, then there's going to be Sukkot, all the holidays. שמחים בבניין עירך, we're going to be happy in the building of your city, וששים בעבודתך, and joyful in your service. ונאכל שם מן הזבחים ומן הפסחים. And then we're going to be able to eat from the זבחים and from הפסחים, from קורבן חגיגה and from קורבן פסח, that we don't eat right now. תחילה מן הזבחים, first from זבחים, ואחר כך מן הפסחים, and then also from the פסחים. Why? לפי שהזבחים הם חגיגת 14. Because the זבחים are on the 14th. הנאכלת קודם לקורבן הפסח. That we eat before the 14th. שאין הפסח נאכל אלא על הסובה. It says why? Because the Pesach sacrifice you have to eat only when you're full, almost full. So you have to eat the חגיגה before the Pesach. חולו עד ברוך אתה השם, and then you end ברוך אתה השם גאל ישראל. Blessed are you God, the Redeemer of the Jewish people, והלכה כרבי עקיבא, that we mention also the other holidays, not only Pesach.